Yeah, before I do that, I just want to make sure we've and I know we've mentioned it, but just big deal tonight was getting to be part of the Mike Sly Foundation and the prostate cancer and the great things that foundation is doing. Our foundation and football program gave 25,000. I don't even know where we ended up with that, but okay.
And it's still going for the
Yeah, it's still going. So just honored to be part of that, and so I just want to mention that first. So, coming off the open date, I thought we had a really good week and a half of practice, and I think last week against Tulane, or 2 weeks ago against Tulane, I think kind of saw what we can be, and it's a week to week deal in this business, but we've had a really good open date and this last week just getting ready, and our goal was to be 1-0 in conference play, obviously, to get to come home. And some people say, do you talk about records or not? And we did. It was a big deal to us. We want to play well in front of the home folks, and had another really good crowd tonight. Our guys just are appreciative of that, and we know we're playing for more than ourselves. So thought we had it, close to about as good a first half as you could have. Executed on offense, came out fast again, which is really something we talk a lot about. I was really proud of the offense. Defense played really outstanding. Special teams were strong. I think we challenged ourselves, to come out and really have a fast start in the second half, and the defense did. We talked a lot about being a balanced offense, and Charlotte was number one in the league in rush defense, and probably once again I'm going to take a little bit of the blame. I think probably Coach Vincent probably got a little conservative due to me, and give those guys credit. We knew they were really good against the run, and we're not really happy to go 3 and out a couple times like we did, and but the defense kept playing really really well, and then of course had the had the one pass we gave up, which we were disappointed in, and then of course the offense came back, had the really good drive, and then scored the last touchdown. So kind of some redemption there, and then I got us in a probably a too big of a prevent defense and let them move it down the field, but had to stop. Really good win. Really proud of the guys and the staff.
Excluding the opener, AJ hadn't had the best last 2 games, but came out tonight. Said he was 13 of 16, touchdown, rushing score, was making good decisions in the run game as well. How would you describe his performance tonight, coming back after those 2 weeks?
Well, first I disagree with you that he didn't play well last week, because I thought he did. I think he had he did have the 2 throws in the end zone he'd want back, but he had a great first half. He had a terrific first half, and here's what he did tonight. I was talking about it on the radio. He got down sometimes. When he was running the ball, he was smart. Had a couple times when he had a chance to try and run over somebody, he didn't, which is going to hopefully let him get through these next 8 games. But he managed our offense really well, and we ran the ball a lot in the second half. Like I said, I'm going to take some blame for that maybe they got conservative because our defense was playing so well. But good night for him. Proud of him.
I think he's taken up about 17% of the rushing attempts right now. How big was it for him to have that bye week and to get a little bit of rest for his body?
He needed it. Tulane, we knew it was going to be a physical game. I was just talking about them. Obviously, they had a big win against Memphis, and it's hard to compare scores, but that kind of told our team who we can be. And I think for us, one of the things about not being or to be multidimensional, you need your quarterback to run the ball when we need him to run the ball. He took off a couple times, but he got down. Our zone read is really good. We're running counter tray, 2 linemen pulling one way, and he comes out the backside with it. But he ran smart tonight, and I was proud of that.
You're about to, next week you go on the road, but you've already had your bye week, so just how crucial was it to to start conference play off in the right foot before you go back to back on the road?
Yeah, it doesn't get any bigger. It was the next game, it was a home game, and it was conference play, and this is a big deal to our team. And I've told a lot of people we're in a good conference. We're in a good conference, and going to La Tech, after the war we had with them last year and beating them like we did at the end of the game, I know they'll be ready for us. And I know it sounds like coach talk, but we really just, this is the next one, and it's a big one. But all those conference games are going to be big. But proud to get that record. I'm not going to deny that. That was a big deal to us, and hopefully we can keep that thing going.
Talk about your defense. You had guys flying around all out
Yeah.
there, put up some, I don't have to look at the stats, see how many sacks and everything, but just what did you see from them, and anybody in particular impressed you out there?
Gosh, I saw you. It was a great point. That's what they were doing. They were flying to the ball, and I said that go back to the game 2 weeks ago against a really good run defense. I think we discovered really about what it looks like to fit our gaps. And fitting gaps in today's football with all the balls that are taken out to the perimeter is not easy, and the rules where they can grab you and hold you, and it takes a lot of effort to hold those gaps, still rush the passer. So I was really pleased with those guys. They're really starting to play team defense, and I like defense a little bit, so I'm pretty. That's when I get a smile on my face. But it's hard. It's not easy. It takes a lot of effort. It takes our staff being together. I think we hadn't cut out too much, but we've simplified a little bit. That's helped us and allowing us to play a little faster.
Coach, you talked about the ninth consecutive home win being a record. You got your defense almost put up second shutout of the season. You got Spencer Brown that's climbing the ranks of the all-time leading rushers at the school. Are you starting to get a sense that this team could really rewrite some history of the UAB Blazer program this year?
Yeah, and I don't. They can. I think that's what we've said since the spring. We've said since the summer. We lost some really crucial guys on defense, and we're starting to find who those guys are. But I guess it's kind of like potential, having that ability, and that do we realize it? And do guys keep their heads screwed on straight? I know this is funny. I've been coaching for a long time. My dad was a coach. I immediately turn around and see is somebody disgruntled. Are we happy with the win, or is somebody worried about how many carries, or who caught the ball, or and I think that's going to be the challenge. That's the challenge for any team. Do you, are you happy with the win? Are you staying a family? Do you keep working together? And obviously that's part of my job, but that's the things I want to see out of our guys. And are we really hungry just to keep winning? So we'll see how we practice next week, but they've got a chance. Yes, sir.
Well, do you think if Spencer Brown keeps progressing the way he has since he's been here, I know it may be a little bit of a long shot, but would it surprise you if he came out of this season as UAB's all-time leading rusher?
I'd have to ask Ted where we are number-wise, but we're running the ball pretty well right now. I think Charlotte did a good job against us. Obviously, they make a concerted effort to stop your run game. Where they place their, they get that nickel in the box, and which allowed us to throw the ball. But the thing that's good about him is the games that maybe should be won, he gets 3 or 4. The games that are 3 or 4, he gets 7 or 8. And I know he's disappointed because he's wanting to break one, but and our other guys are doing good. Our line is blocking well. Obviously, we've got a veteran offensive line. Our tight ends are blocking better, so it is a team game. But he's definitely running the ball well, no doubt. And he'll have that opportunity, I would assume.
Anything else?
Coach, this program's come a long way over the last few years. What does it mean to you personally to be 3-1 heading into Louisiana Tech next week?
It's big. Only thing that might me feel better if we were 4-0. But I get to go out on a Friday night every once in a while. Last night I went to a high school game, and I went, and the people that are appreciative, and one of my coaches was with us in 14 when they shut the program down. He went off to Alabama, and he was already there, and he Coach, I just can't get over how excited people are, and talking about coming to games, and I really feel like it's become a community thing, and that's what all we wanted all along, was that that people get behind us, and we know some of the other programs in the state, how well represented they are, but we're proud of it. It's fun to be part of where we're headed and what's going on at our school, and I think our recruits are starting to see that, so future's bright.
Yeah, I think it came at a good time. I think it came at a good time for everybody. Everybody needed a little break, and I think you could see how how everybody was out there today.
And how would you describe your own play tonight? I think you finished 13 of 16, 200 yards, a touchdown, and like I said, you were really good on making a good decision on the option.
Well, whenever you can not turn the ball over, which I've had a problem with the past 3 games, it's always big. Running backs did a great job protecting the ball too. I think Charlotte was leading in the conference in turnovers. So whenever you take care of the ball, good things happen. So.
Did you think it might have the focus on passing in this game might have had to do with their rushing defense? I think they were allowed 98 yards. Now y'all gained over that, but it wasn't as much.
Yeah, we're a rushing team. I think we lead the conference in rushing, so we always got to get Spencer and those guys going, because that makes the passing game easier. So I think we knew they were good on the rushing defense, and I think we still had pretty good numbers. And I'm not sure what they were, but I mean, yeah, we got to establish a run that make the passes work.
This can be for all of y'all. Just how important was it for you guys to start off conference play, in the right direction?
I feel like the coaches did a great job preparing us for this week. We wanted to start the conference playoff 1-0, and they did a great job of putting us in a position to win and start off fast.
Just talk about y'all's defense. You guys obviously were all over the place, tackled loss, sacks. I mean, you guys held them. I haven't looked at the stats, but just just how crucial was your defensive play here tonight?
Our defensive play was big because how we go in practice, we always want to hold our scout team to no yards every practice so we could simulate a game to see how hard it can be. So for us to come in and stop their offense, which is pretty good, is a big step for us, but we just have to keep getting better.
Allowed over 200 yards on the ground the first 3 games, but tonight y'all hit it with a 69. Was that a focus y'all went through on the bye weeks? I mean, I think y'all played a few teams that focused on running the ball against y'all. Was that something y'all looked at during the bye week?
We don't look at stats, more of wins. So we don't care how much yards you get, as long as we can win the ball game at the end. That's what matters to us. The second we start looking at stats is the second that things start going wrong. So I haven't really noticed that we've given up a lot of yards. I just noticed what our record is. So that's pretty much just it.